always try and time the music so that it kind of trails off, and then I can come on and be like, "Hey, everybody," like I planned it, but I did plan it. So, hello, hello, hello. I'm so happy to see all your little faces. I see the little chat room is just going to town. You guys are just talking to each other, and I'm kind of crashing your party. So, it is 10 o'clock here in Texas. Um, I finally realized that as we travel across the country, I will be hitting all the time zones that you guys are in here in the States, and I will start to feel your pain having to stay up late. Um, so yeah, it's 10 o'clock on a Friday, and this would be the time I'd be signing off normally. But I'm here in Texas, so this is this is literally the late night crafty club for me. So we'll have to probably discuss going forward if I keep that time frame the same or if I start making it a little earlier, because as I creep towards the East Coast and get into East Coast time, I think starting the show at 11 o'clock at night would be really hard. So I might actually have to kind of push it back. So if you are new to the Late Night Crafty Club, you are watching me sitting here in my RV. Me and Mr. Crafty, my husband, are full-time RVers, and I am moseying my way across the country, teaching workshops along the way. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is have the Late Night Crafty Club, which is basically an idea I had about me. You know, pretty much representing how a lot of us feel on a Friday night, putting the jammies on, crafting, hanging out, spending me time. And I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of flip the camera on, filming myself do that, and sharing that live on YouTube. And I can't say that I'm always super crafty on this show. Sometimes it's a lot of talking. But what does save me is the fact that all of my lovely crafty friends are here in the chat room, and you guys can talk to each other while you are listening to me. You can craft at home while you're listening to me chat. I've been told that I am soothing to listen to. So I that's a lovely, lovely, lovely compliment. I'll take it. So sometimes it's just me chattering away, and sometimes it is actual crafting. I'm hoping for some actual crafting tonight. I have some cool things planned. But there is a caveat with some of it, and we'll get to that. I made myself a list so that I can keep to a schedule. The last crafty club we had was 3 hours long. It was long, but it was fun. I think if you were live on that show, you'll agree with me that was the most fun show we've had yet. I see my friends Corey and Michelle and Paula. Hello. I saw Andrea a minute ago. Hi, Krista. I am happy you are here as well. I am excited. Hi, Miss Deborah. I am, it's really cool now is when I see names, now there's more and more names hi, Miss Claudine, that I can say, I've met you in person, like that's really cool. Like I'm starting to like put names with faces, and obviously it would take me a very long time to meet all of you, but I'm up for the challenge. Hi, Miss Ricky. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Courtney. I feel like we're just doing the little mirror. Hello, Miss Amy Jane Paper. So what I wanted to chat with you guys really briefly is I wanted to go over some housekeeping with you for the show, because I see consistency in the group with questions and stuff, and I don't know if a lot of you are in the Facebook group or actually on here tonight that have questions, but I thought I would briefly just kind of go over some housekeeping things just to remind everybody at the start of every Late Night Crafty Club. Where are all the resources? Where are all the things to kind of help guide you? Because I feel like I've tried to put in place a lot of structure, foundation for the reset community, but there's still confusion. So part of it is the fact that we all come in here from different platforms. So some people are used to being on Facebook, and that's where they get all their information, and they're used to the way the Facebook group works. And I also have Instagram, which I mean, admittedly, I feel like I've really been not as active on Instagram lately. And I think a lot of it has to do with it's just very, ugh, it's very hard. Instagram has put so many algorithms in place that I feel like even when I post, it just kind of, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's the same anymore. I don't know if you guys feel that way too. Um, and it's really hard. It's hard to keep up with all of the different things in addition to some of the stuff that we're going through right now, like adjusting to RV living and prepping for workshops. So, and that's kind of something I wanted to talk to you guys about too, is I have the best of intentions to do all these different things for, all these different platforms, the groups and the blog and the newsletter and all these things, Late Night Crafty Club. And then I have the shop and the digital store. And I'm starting to realize, as much as I love rolling out new things and doing new things, I feel like I have to be realistic with myself about what I am really capable of, because I realize I am not one of those women who lives to work. I'm not like this driven career woman. What I have been driven is to be successful in like within my little niche, within our little world. I've really tried to establish my brand and really my message, which is more overarching than any other thing that I do, is that I'm really trying to encourage women, leading by example, and really, and I haven't been as good about telling my story as I used to be, but really just to try to share snippets of my background and to always be the encourager in your life. If you are part of the Reset community, I want you to see me as your encourager and to give you, like, try to come up with ideas and different craft projects, different things that helps benefit you personally, that helps kind of helps you in your day-to-day living, encourages you, gives you things to think about. There's a whole lot of stuff coming at us, through social media and through many of the things that the outlets that we plug into. So when you come by the Reset community, if you spend time in the Facebook group or you subscribe to my newsletter or stop by the blog, all of those things, my YouTube channel, I always want you to feel like I'm your friend. When women tell me, I feel like you're my friend, that is the greatest compliment I could receive, because that's my goal. That's how I want you to feel. A lot of women who watch me are also introverted like myself. And, we don't have a lot of friends. This isn't like a huge detriment. I don't think that any of us probably are sad about that. That's just part of our wiring. But it makes me feel good to know that I am speaking to those people who are a lot like me. I spent a lot of years of my life being a single person. And I have, I can remember distinctly spending my Friday and Saturday nights alone, especially after I'd put my, child to sleep. Then I was on my own. So I totally get that. I get the struggle of being alone. I get the struggle of being a single mom. There's a lot of, what my life looks like now is not at all the way it looked like the majority of my life. So I have a heart for that woman who's in that struggle and who's in the season of her life where she's, feels like giving up on herself a lot, who she's going through a lot of difficulty. And one thing I know now, being part of social media and everything, is seeing how much people are going through it. Most of the time it feels like it's a lot of health related issues that a lot of people that I notice in my communities are going through. Lots of health related issues with depression, and some, financial and just, life stuff, just the struggle of life. So my goal is that people stop by and feel like there's some peace. I want you to feel at peace when you're in my community. When you stop by my group, I want you to feel uplifted. I don't want you to face more drama, more silliness that goes on that is completely unnecessary. I want you to feel uplifted, encouraged, strengthened. That's my goal. If I'm not doing my job doing that, I would like to know about it. And you can always reach out to me on slapithi@theresetgirl.com. I may not always be able to answer personally every email because I am blessed with many emails. However, what I'm always interested in hearing is feedback. What ideas do you guys have or would like to see happen in the community? I love, coming up with things and giving you things, but I know that I'm wired very much about like personal development and self-care, and that's very much how I am. So I try to kind of weave that into all of the challenges that we do. And so I know some women are like, oh my gosh, I want to just have fun. So, and I get that. But maybe I don't necessarily know how to, like maybe I don't have all the ideas for doing that. And so I am always super interested in feedback from you guys. You can always email me and let me know. You will not hurt my feelings. You will not offend me in any way for telling me, like, I would love to see us do this. I would love to see us do that. This is kind of some of the stuff that, I was hoping you would do or interested in you talking about. So, um, I thank you, Justine. That's what I want to impart, is that you guys feel peaceful, feel uplifted. I have a faith group, and then I have the Happy Place Club. So I have, a group for each part of my heart, I guess you'd say. So so here on our website and everything, which I'm going to show you here in a second. Let me make sure that I have this on the right. Okay, so I want to show you guys a couple things. There we go. Okay, so here is the Reset Life. This is my blog, theresetgirl.com, which we've more and more, when you're in the Facebook group, you're always going to be, at this point, I'm going to start directing more and more of my answers of where to find things here, because we have set up so much infrastructure here. So this is the start here on my blog, and I actually updated this page not too long ago, and it tells the little story of like all the great things that have happened to me, but this isn't how it's always been. And then here's just lovely pictures of some of the things that I've done, and then how to join my community, what you'll find on the blog, and again, another call to join the community. You'll see the print and snip shop. Here's the regular Reset Girl shop. And then down here is the free resource library, which is going through a facelift right now, so it doesn't have all of the good stuff in it yet. But one of the benefits of registering or subscribing to my blog means you get the password for this free resource library. And as I add things to it, you can go in there and snitch stuff out of there anytime you want. There's my channel. This is the Late Night Crafty Club, which will take you right to the page. And then here on this little button, you guys are now experiencing the slow internet that we have here. So I put here, this is my favorite, my personal favorites page. And so here's all my favorite pens, highlighters, craft punches, blah, blah, paper, the printers that I use, so that you can always come here and find all of my favorite stuff. That's one thing people have been asking me for a long time, and I finally got my act together. So signing up here and getting yourself on subscribed gets you pretty much subscribed to a lot of good stuff on here. Here in the sidebar, you'll see this is where signing up for the Happy Place Club Challenge and the Faithful Life Club Challenge. They are right there. And we have, look, there is a page just for the Late Night Crafty Club. So on here, you guys will see this is the schedule. So tonight was the very last night of the scheduled shows to show how to get to watch us, to see when it will be. You can sign up for notifications, so I will send you an email to say, hey, this is when the new set of shows will be there. Here's the playlist for watching previous shows and all the free swag. We made a whole bunch of cute stuff that you can print out and put in your planner. So that's on here. And then up here at the top, if you ever are not sure if you've signed up for the Happy Place Club or the Faithful Life Club, here are the two pages. Each of them have their own page to access signing up for the challenge and explaining the challenge and all that good stuff. Up here is the store. Woohoo! And there's the Grateful collection. If you guys have not grabbed a Grateful anything, I highly suggest you do. This this collection is so bomb. I can't even put it into words how much I love this. This was my whole heart. This was like every design idea I could come up with. All the stuff that I love went into that. And then we have the workshops up here. And then um, I'm going to officially launch it. It pretty much had a soft launch, but this is the Reset Girl Marketplace. So when you shop here, this is like all digital. So you actually have to create a new account here. And right now the print and snip shop is the only thing that's open, but before long we'll have the rest of these things open as well. So the print and snip shop is where I have all the digital goodness going on. And right now, the TRG Kit Collections. This is where I have a new item, which I wanted to show you guys tonight, that's here. So all the digital goodness that I have been sneak peeking over the months is now here available. You buy it and it belongs to you. So that is what I wanted to show you, is that, you know, it's been a little while since I kind of covered and went over the website, and I wanted to make sure that I did that. Okay, now I can see the chat room. So that is my official housekeeping for the show. Now we can move on. We are in Texas. Texas is hot. Much hotter than I am used to, but I understand it's actually, the temperature is dipping now, so that's really nice. But I will say this, Texas is also super friendly. Mark and I are, Mr. Crafty, Mark is his real name. We are always amazed at how friendly everybody is and how often we get told, have a blessed day. Oh my gosh, I love that. Coming from the West Coast, the culture is very, very different West Coast. And I just love, like, it's my experience in being in the Midwest and then going into the South. I have loved it. So I'm just really happy to be here. I'm happy to experience that. It's lovely to be around different types of people. You know, it really is. But Texans, man, they have the coolest, they have the coolest expressions that they say. I love the way they talk. I wish I had a cool accent and talk like that too, but I will just have to admire it while I'm here. I have had the most fun being here. I can't believe I've already done two full events so far since I've been here. I know. Thanks, Ricky. I am so glad I came here too. Of all the different states of my subscribers or followers or customers, Texas has always had the most amount of girls asking me to come visit. So I always kind of had it in my heart, like, I'm getting to Texas one way or another. So one of the very first events that I got to do while I was here was doing the glamping event, glamping with the Reset Girl. And I have to tell you, this was the most fun event. It's my first time hosting all on my own. An event, and Miss Paula, who's right there, that is Miss Crafty Destinations. She was the coordinator of said event, and all of these little trailers back here are all like little hotel rooms. You stay in them individually. They sleep 2 people to a little trailer, and it was so much fun. I taught my class during the day, and then we all went to dinner in Round Top, where they are holding a huge, the beginning stages of a really huge antique fair, which I had to like act like this. Don't look at anything. I had blinders on the whole time I was there. And we went to dinner as a group, and then we came back. And then so some of the ladies were the overnight guests, and so we stayed up and crafted. Now I brought all my supplies out, and I thought I was going to craft, like a maniac. And I ended up talking the whole time, talking over here, talking over there, just talking with different people through the night. And I will tell you what, this introvert, I closed down the night. I was last woman standing. I was so exhausted. I had 3 hours of sleep the night before, but I was like in some crazy zone where and this is what always happens when I do events is I just go into this zone where I can like be on no sleep, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to connect with people that I've been talking to, that I'm there, that have come to see me, that I've come to see them. Like it's this opportunity that I have, and I feel like I just go into this zone where I'm like, I'm there. So I felt so proud of myself. I was totally like, yes, the introvert has stayed up later. Then all the extroverts had to go to bed early. And yes, as soon as my head hit that pillow, I was out. I just set the alarm to make sure that I woke up in time the next morning. But boy, was that a lot of fun. But I stayed up till 5:30 in the morning. Me and Miss Paula were talking. So, but it was so much fun. And yes, Miss Colette, who was there, it was so much fun. Miss Deborah, you were there as well. Um, I I loved it. You guys were so awesome, and we even lost power during the event, and it was fine. Everybody was so gracious about it. I think one of the transformers blew outside on the street, so it took our power down, and it was just a fantastic day. I was just very honored that people had driven so far out there to come see me. So I definitely I loved everything about it, and I will do it again. If you guys ever see me post anything about going to the Lone Star Glamp Inn for an event, because we will have it again, you must come. You must come, especially if you're in Texas, because that place is bomb. And the next time we have an event there, we want to rent the whole thing out. We just had half of the room. There's a whole half of the other building that has like these fabulous teepees and yurts and more trailers. So if you guys ever see me announce that, make it happen. The next event that I did this month was Flint Gypsies. I taught 2 classes there, and that's more here local. It's outside of Tyler, Texas. It's Flint, but it's closest to Tyler, which is we're staying 30 minutes north of Tyler. We're in a town called Lindale. It's very small. The reason why we're here is because of this fabulous RV park that we found that actually has trees and shade, and it's lovely. It is so nice staying here. It doesn't feel like fall here because it's still so warm, but I'm so happy to be here in the shade, and it just feels so peaceful, and it's very different from where I'm from, but I like being here. But Flint Gypsies was a fabulous time, and I got to meet a lot of you, came out to see me, and I wanted to show you guys, in the spirit of what we're going to talk about tonight, which is all about gratitude and being grateful. Miss Ricky Carter had mentioned that she was starting a new year of teaching. She teaches 7th grade English and has 6 classes of students. And so I had, in my whole huge destashing of the office, I was able to put together some boxes of like stickers and markers and all that stuff that I had, from having the business. And so we put together a very special box for her and her kids, and we sent it off, and she is so sweet. So she made me this lovely book, and it is so adorable. All the kids, they used the little supplies, and they filled it full of like cards, and it's full of little messages. And these are little 7th graders who these are boys. Ethan, a boy who had apparently a lot of fun using stickers and decorations, which they probably don't get to do a whole lot of. When you really think about it. And so I just thought this was so precious. Oh, I will treasure this. I just didn't have words how touched I was that they did this for me, because I was just trying to bless them, and they ended up blessing me so much more. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it was just so sweet, sweet, sweet. And I got this last weekend, and I pretty much, it's going into my, like, my little special box of, like, my very special treasures. I absolutely love this, and I am so touched that all the kids sat there and insisted on making stuff and stuff. So, oh, I just lost my list. And then so that was that day. And then I wanted to share with you guys, I know you've heard me talk about this before. I shared this on Instagram, I believe, but I had mentioned before that Mr. Crafty and I had spent a lot of time on YouTube attending church by watching Dr. Tony Evans. And we actually drove to his church the very next day. We drove into Dallas to go to his church, and we got to meet him after the service, which he's very awesome, very gracious. He stands in kind of like outside the lobby, and he has this area where he'll stand there to greet people who want to come in and talk to him briefly. And there's someone there that will take your picture with him because he's kind of a big deal. But it was wonderful to tell him, we came all the way here from Washington, because the truth is, I wanted to attend his church so desperately bad. And when I had even like the smallest possibility, I remember the very first store was Flint Gypsies that reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to teach here?" When I saw that they were even within driving distance of Dallas, I was like, we have to make this happen. So yes, that was a big motivator for me. Definitely of trying to make sure that I got down there was that I really wanted to attend his church. So that is what we will be doing on Sunday, is driving back there. It's about a 90-minute drive, which is far more long, than we would normally drive if we were back home in Washington. But it's Dr. Tony Evans, so of course we will be driving. And I also would like to say his church was the most wonderful experience I've ever had going to church. It was very different. In a lot of ways, it was different than what I thought. I did not I guess I wanted to see the church that he was speaking into and like leading, and all the lessons that he gives, and just he's such a great teacher. So I was very interested. I want to see the body of Christ that listens to this message every Sunday. It has to be amazing, but I was not really prepared for the level of amazing. I mean, from the time that we like just parked our car, we happened to park our car next to this lady sitting in her car, Miss Alice Gray, and then she just ended up being such a little ball of fire. She let us into the building. She helped us get there, and she just happened to know so many people, and people were so friendly. They were just, they obviously could tell we were new, so they were coming by saying hi, good morning, and being introverts, we tend to be like kind of like, don't talk to us. But I didn't feel that way at this church. Like, I was like, if we even lived even close to this place, I would be going here every Sunday. And it felt so wonderful to be with other people that you're just so joyful and happy to worship God and be there to hear the message, and just like praise and worship was wonderful. It was so I don't know. I just love going to church where people are very passionate about their love for Christ. They're not afraid to raise their hands. They're not afraid to dance. I just that's my kind of church. And they did ask, are you new here? And we did stand up and acknowledge us we're new. So afterwards, there were so many people that came up and welcomed to the church, and it was wonderful. I just can't say enough about it. It's Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship if you are in the Dallas-ish area. And even if you're not, even if you're just passing through, it is worth stopping. And I think everyone should attend a church at least once in their life that is like that, I don't know, that like alive. It was wonderful. So I am just really blessed and grateful that I get to go back there on Sunday and go to church. I get to go there 2 more times, I think, before we leave town, maybe 2 more times, I think. So I'm very excited about that. And I have the little blue house in not Keller. I'm actually getting to teach at their very new brand location, very brand new location, in Richardson, I believe. I think that's correct. I could be wrong. Texas. So It's a brand new location for them, and they are just, oh, so cute. She's been showing pictures on her little Instagram, so I'm very excited for that. So we will be wrapping things up here in Texas and taking off from here on October 10th and heading towards Tennessee. We're supposed to be in Tennessee about, I'd say, like the 14th, 15th or so. So I'm thinking by the time I get to Tennessee, and I think Eastern, I think that's when you hit the East Coast time frame. What's that called? Uh, it's late. I can't think now. Um, the time zone. Thank you, Corey. The time zone. I'm thinking we're going to start seeing the late night crafty club not be so late night. I think it's going to become a little bit earlier for you West Coasters. So right now it starts at 8 o'clock for you guys, but I think we're going to have to push it back because I think starting it at 10 is kind of like the latest I'll ever want to do it. So it is one of those things that I know it's going to bum some people out because you guys have gotten used to this kind of thing, so you adjust for it. So I don't really know how much more East Coast people would actually watch if it wasn't on so late. I totally get that that's late. So we'll have to see what happens by the time I get there to decide. And I have a feeling that it would probably be something like starting at like maybe 9 o'clock Eastern time, which would be 6 o'clock the West Coast. However, the good news, I guess, if there's a I can't think. I'm so sorry, you guys. What am I trying to say? The silver lining. Just trying to spit it out. The silver lining of the situation is we are not doing our videos the same way. So right now, how we handle these live shows is we pretty much just leave them. Unless something terrible and egregious happens, it has to be edited and we have to like do all of that. Now what we'll do is just let the live stream just pretty much sit there, and then you can just watch it whenever. So that's how we've been handling it, which means you'd be able to watch it a little bit later. If 6 o'clock was too late for you, I tend to run about 2 hours when I do a show. So you could probably catch the last half hour maybe. So we will have to see what happens. So my audio is off, it sounds like. And, I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like our connection, internet-wise, tends to be a little slow here. It's okay. It's not bad at all. But I'm not surprised. This is what we're going to figure out as we go along. These are kind of like the little ups and downs of RV living, is you're kind of at the mercy of where you stay at. And we have tested, like this was not the first place we picked to stay. We actually had another RV lot we stayed at, but the connection was so bad that we're like, we can't even stay here because there's no way we could ever run a late night show. So we have like 5, 6 phones. We have all different carriers. Like, we are invested in doing not only this show, but doing all of our YouTube programming. So we've got all of the phone carriers and a phone for each of them that we can test at different locations. Like, so sometimes we might jump in the car and go scout a few places in the area just to see how they're, blah, blah, blah. Well, oh, Ellie, that is sad that you were right outside of Knoxville, because that's where I'm headed. And now you're in San Diego, which isn't the worst thing because that's where I'm from, which I know we've mentioned before. So, yes, this is an Amy Tangerine shirt. I just noticed that question in the chat room. I got it off of her website, and she has a really cool subscription service where it's called Just Squeezed Tees. But she had this, she has like a little shop too where you can buy shirts. And it's the AmyTangerineShop.com, I think is what it is. So that is where this came from. I saw it and I was like, I have to have it. So it is, I am wearing it like jammies. I do officially have my little jammy pants on and my little jammy top. Even though space is a premium in the RV, I actually do have an entire drawer dedicated to pajamas. Right now, I have my summer pajamas, and then we will start rolling back into all my cute little flannel jammies that I had. So, just running through my little list here. I'm about halfway through um, all the chit chat. So, oh, yes, thank you, Victoria. So, um, I see. And I'm so sorry, you guys, if the people in the chat room are saying that my little audio is a little off from me talking, which is always so annoying. I know it annoys me too. So I hope. Thank you, Michelle, for putting up Amy Tangerine's actual real address and not the one I'm just spouting off the top of my head. Oh, thank you, Claudia. I was just told that it's like watching an old kung fu movie. Yes, if you're a Gen Xer, you remember watching those back in the day, watching Godzilla, and how no one's mouth ever matched what they were saying because they had subtitles, but as little kids, we didn't probably figure that out. Wow, Corey. I will not repeat your comment, but hey, uh, and also tonight's beverage is brought to you by Crafty Destinations. Provided me this beautiful little customized little cup. Um, I put together this artwork with my friend Kelly's help, my graphic designer, and she whipped that together with her little Cricut. I love it. So it's plastic. I specifically asked for a plastic one. All the girls got these little mugs at the glamping event. Mine is plastic for travel, and I am drinking. I can't remember the exact name, but it's a hard cream cider. No, wait, it's a hard cream soda. So I don't know if it's just here in Texas, but they have a multitude of drinks here. The Texans like their beer because we went to a really small grocery store and like half the wall was just coolers with beer. But one of the things we discovered recently is, and I never even noticed these back in Washington, but they have these like different types of sodas here. It's like there's a whole line of them. It's not your father's root beer, not your mother's cream soda or stuff like that. And so we tried them, and they have ale in the title, and it's pretty much like drinking a glass of wine or a wine cooler. I mean, the alcohol is very minimal, but this one is the cream soda version. Oh, Mr. Crafty is bringing in the actual soda. So this one is the best damn cream soda. I said the D word. I don't agree with this statement. I don't agree with this marketing. There's another brand that we tried too that I liked a lot more. But anyway, that is the name of the drink, and I don't know if they're. Yeah, Dana says everything here in Texas is a Coke, and maybe you guys just really like your hard sodas, but boy, are there a lot of options. Even at Walmart, where we went the other day, there was all kinds. There was the type that looked like Mountain Dew, but it's really a hard drink. And they don't taste alcohol-y at all. So I'm not quite sure what they're made with. It says it contains alcohol, but I don't know. I feel like you could just add like a little scoop of ice cream to it and make a float. So hello, Edward Sanchez. Are you doing the weekly challenges and getting closer to God in the process? Which is wonderful. That is absolutely the whole point of those. And we're going to talk about those challenges here. Let me clear off my little workspace because I wanted to talk to you guys about the new Grateful kits and the Grateful challenge. So I have really been trying to like step up the game of the clubs and really have challenges be very like meaningful. I participated in a lot of different photo challenges when I first started at Instagram. And after a while, favorite washi, your planner stack, your favorite collection. Like after a while, I just, it's fun to do that, but for me, I'm a person who's all about meaning. I want things to have meaning, which is why you guys are going to love next month's kit, November's kit, is called Meaningful. um, so for those of you who signed up for the Happy Place Club Challenge, I sent that out last night. If you signed up for the Faithful Life Club Challenge, that got sent out last night in email form. That is one of the things I request when you join the group, as that you subscribed to the newsletter so that I can send these to you directly. And both of them are kind of focused on the same thing. In the Faithful Life Challenge, we are focused on having a grateful heart. And on the Happy Place Club, the theme for the month is grateful. So at the beginning of the year, I actually sat down with a whole plan, and I gave every month of the year a theme. And my whole plan was, I'm going to have this theme for the month, and then all month long, I will churn out different types of content. Different ways to help you guys really think about what that means and kind of encourage you in that thread. And honestly, until the last couple months, I have not been able to really support that plan, those themes with real content, until I feel like last month I finally dug in and got a little better at it. I finally, everything kind of has calmed down. And so let's see, the last one we just had was Simplicity. So Simplicity lived up to its name, and I revamped all of the challenges that I had going and simplified them and brought them down into the simple Happy Place Club Challenge. So when you sign up for this challenge, which is free, you are getting a weekly challenge instead of a daily one, and you get to choose prompts from each week and post them in the group and on social media. You also get this fabulous self-care plan, printable for your planner, and on the, well, it's not, I print it double-sided, but this one also has a tracker for you to fill out. And I would be curious, I haven't seen a lot of people showing off their tracker and how well they did for the month, rewarding themselves with stickers. But I personally think this is a fabulous format. I feel like people are not as stressed doing it because you don't feel the pressure to have to do it every single day. You do it when you can. I feel like already that pressure is lifted. You don't feel like quitting right away because you feel like there's more white space. There's more flexibility, and I want that. That's about having peace and feeling inspired and not feeling overwhelmed. I don't want people to be in my group feeling overwhelmed. That's the worst word that I want people to feel coming in there. In the Faithful Life Club, we are talking about having a grateful heart. I personally picked all of the scriptures that we're focusing on for each week. And if you are a girl of faith or a boy of faith, this is one of the most fun, creative things you can do, because you are getting to craft with the word. It is just absolutely, to me, so much fun to bust out all of your craft supplies, and you write the scripture out, and then you just embellish and decorate and have a great time. And I happen to have the best little prop that ended up in my little photo here. I bought this in an antique store, and so it ended up being.
They like your kit number 9. They want acknowledgement.
Oh.
Your kit 9.
So Mr. Crafty had to come in here to tell me that I'm not paying attention to the chat room, and people are saying kit number 9 was so wonderful. So, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you. I knew when I was talking about it last month and talking about, it's so amazing, I can't say enough about it. I was seriously not trying to toot my own horn. I was seriously trying to tell you, this kit is amazing. I am so in love with this kit. I cannot believe that it rolled out of my little shop. You know what I mean? When you come across a great kit, I remember falling in love with Craft Market from Crepe Paper, one of my favorite collections. Crepe Paper create such great stuff. Craft Market was my love. I couldn't get enough, and I literally bought hundreds upon hundreds. I bought 700 packs of the die cuts because I'm it's going to go into a monthly kit. I'm going to use it for workshops. Like I still have packs of those things to this day because of loving it so much. So there have been some scrapbook collections out there that have just stolen my heart. This is the first time that anything like that the Reset Girl shop has cranked out that I have looked at and went, I can't believe my shop made this because it is so beautiful. The colors, all of it. The little Sammy with her serene little look as she's like holding her little journal. We actually even have, I don't know if uh, this is what I get for cleaning things up before the show. So, so I even have, if you take one of my workshops, I think that we have these in listers, and this is a misfit, but I even made a little, there's even a little Sammy, a little Bible reading Sammy that we made for this, for the faith kit, the faith version of the kit. So, we are having Grateful, all the elements from Grateful, made into this gorgeous, faithful kit, like professionally having it remade. So, because I love it that much. So I would never ever promote or tell you guys to buy something that I didn't truly like believe in or love to. If you've ever never bought anything from me, this is the kit to do it. It has a adorable little stamp. There's washi in the kit. I brought back those things because I know that those are like we try to get away from that to see if we could like really just make it about this, but I think after a while I realized like, part of the specialness of kits are like those little details. For me too. I'm the same way. I'm just like you guys. Um the stamp is special, darn it. It is special to have a sweet little stamp that's just like for that kit. And then of course washi. The washi that ended up in this kit was just like so cute. I love those little teeny tiny little triangles. It's one of my favorite patterns. Every time I see it on something, I always want to own it. So this is pretty much like the washi included in the kit is are those little triangles, but they're yellow. So, I would love to show you the kit, but funny story, I lost it. I cannot figure out what I did with it. The day that I photographed all of it was the day I came home after, I don't know, 3 hours sleep at the glamping event. I came back to the RV and I had, you have so much time for daylight to take photos. So I photographed everything because I believe that is the day that the kit was launching. So I got all the photos done and got everything ready to launch. And that is the last I remember of the kit. I can't find it. We've looked everywhere today, and I didn't realize I was missing it until today because I was going to do the show. Um, so, uh, um, so Miss Susan just asked me if Sammy will be in the digital shop. I am not sure if Sammy will end up there. Um, you never know. I'm on the fence about her. I don't know if I will continue, like, will I put her in every single, put her in several months worth of kits? Will I put new characters in kits? I don't know. It was trying something new. We were sort of playing around with things because I knew that I didn't want to put honeys in all the kits anymore. I wanted to kind of pull back away from that to help them be more special and not make people tired of them. So no, Ricky, they're not going away forever. Absolutely not. We're going to redo stuff with them. So they're going to be presented in a special way again. I just didn't want people to get fatigued by the honeys. So Miss Victoria asked, who is Sammy named after? I have this weird thing my whole life. I've named everything. I name everything. I don't care what it could be a car. All the cars I've owned have had a name. So I looked at her and she just felt like a Sammy. That's what she looked like to me. Okay. So let's see here. I just lost the chat room that you guys are all talking in. So let me see here. I hit something and it made you guys kind of disappear off my computer screen. But I'm going to see if I can look at here. Aw, You know, Susan, I actually have a stepson named Sam, but I try not to call him Sammy because I don't think he likes that. But Sammy is a cute name, isn't it? Okay, one second.
Where did
It just, I'm not sure what happened. That fell over, and when that fell over, the
right,
screen
you just
disappeared.
keep talking.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep talking like nothing's happening because we're all super professional here at the Reset Girl headquarters. So anyway, that was a huge going sideways with that whole conversation, but the spirit behind Grateful was I wanted like to do like the most beautiful kit I could think of, all the fun elements that I would want to decorate with, things that inspire me. I wanted them to be in that kit for you because I am so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful that you are sitting here watching this. I'm grateful that you mark your planner and set a timer. How many people have done that to purchase a kit? Mr. Crafty and I are just incredibly grateful for you guys. That you guys come to workshops, that you send me sweet emails, that you're part of my communities, all the different things that I've gotten to do the last few years has been because of you. It's you guys. So I wanted to have something that was just, I don't know, I felt like it was just really like my love letter to you guys and how grateful I am. And the best way that I can help, like the best way I can show you my gratitude is to really help you cultivate gratitude for yourself because gratitude has this really magic property to it. When you have a grateful heart, and there's so many cliches and quotes and all that about being grateful, but really when you think about gratitude and what it does, when you focus on, it makes you focus on what you do have and not what you don't. It makes you focus on the small things that can make up an ordinary day. When you hone in on all those small things and big things and see only the good, because that's what you're focused on, it can have this amazing effect on your whole outlook. I know for me personally, who, as a person who has struggled with depression in my life, been off and on medication from the time I was 17 years old, and I don't like taking medication. I strive to get away from it or off of it. But there have been times where trying to implement even strategies of like thinking, like think a positive thought every day. Sometimes even that can be very hard. People who are going through debilitating health issues, people who have had a sudden change in their family structure due to divorce or death of a spouse, or getting laid off from your job, having a rebellious child. There's so many things that become a great challenge and a great burden on our hearts. And so gratitude reframes things for you. It really helps you, despite what feels like all blackness. Gratitude is like this little ray of light that comes in that you can still see. And just even holding on to that little tiny ray, that little pinprick of light, if that's all you can do in that moment, that is enough. And so most people tend to look at, we think about the season of being thankful, and we kind of focus on that around Thanksgiving. But I say let's do it a whole month early. I really felt that on my heart this month about, just kicking it off early and making October be about gratitude. And I think that's really a great time to do it anyway, because fall is for most of us the bestest time of the whole year. For some of us, we are just crazy about fall. And we're already in a good mood because it's fall and you get to pull on your like boots and your little warm little scarves. I mean, come on. I'm excited about pulling out my little scarf collection and my little I actually don't even think I own boots. I think I got rid of everything. I think I'm at square one. Um, but getting to do that and getting out your chai lattes and your pumpkin spice lattes and all those little fun things, the hot chocolate and kicking leaves and taking the kids to the pumpkin patch. Like that was one of my favorite things to do with my daughter. It was the season to take her to the local pumpkin patch and help her have those little memories, that are really special. The corn maze. Somehow there's something so magical about fall that we like it's the one season that we'll go out of our way to make it special. So I know, Julie, I I grew up in California too. So I understand you, and it doesn't feel very fallish. So I was really excited when I moved to Washington when my daughter was like in the second grade, because she got the best of growing up in San Diego as a little kid like I did, and then I moved her to Washington so she could have real seasons and everything. So um, I just know that if Pinterest and Instagram is to be believed, women are crazy about fall. So this is a fabulous time for us to focus on gratitude and being grateful. And so that's what I really want to help cultivate this month. And so I have a lot of different things planned. And tonight I wanted to show you some special craft projects that I really wanted to like give you some ideas, and then will reconvene in the Happy Place Club, and throughout the month we can share what it is that we're doing. So I came up with some ideas that I thought, had could work for many different people. So I picked things that many different people from like different, if you come from a, have a different budget, or you have different supplies available to you, from the very most simple concept I could think of to something that was more elaborate and crafty, but would help you use up your crafty girl play kit that's all about being grateful. I wanted to give you some ideas of ways you could use it. And again, this would be a fabulous time to actually have the kit in my hand right now. Uh, but we're gonna pretend. We're gonna use our imaginations and pretend that I have my kit. But it does not take away in any way from the ideas I wanted to show you, because I just wanted to kind of talk about some of them anyway. I'm actually going to show you some of the printables that I made for you guys. Just because I love you. I love your faces. Um, so the Grateful Challenge itself, which we just talked about a few minutes ago, was emailed out to everyone. If you want to sign up now, you absolutely can. When you sign up, and you go to the resetgirl.com and you look in the little right hand sidebar, you will see a graphic that talks about the Happy Place Club Challenge. If you sign up now, you will get an email response. And it could be right away, it could be up to an hour afterwards. It all depends. Technology is an unpredictable thing. But you will get an email response that includes links to download it. So you'll get it right away. You don't have to do anything further other than to sign up. And then you'll have that. You'll have the printables. And then again, you also can sign up for the Faithful Girl Challenge. Sorry, the Faithful Life Challenge, which will have the scriptures that you can embellish. And I actually did a video for this one. This was like the first video I've done in a really long time where I actually got to craft, and it was fabulous. I went through all 4 scriptures in one sitting and filmed myself doing it, and it was like old times. I was like, this is how it used to be, when I felt like I had a lot more. It's not really time, it's just like mental space to feel inspired to do it. I feel like working on a crafty business is much more different than when crafting is your hobby. And anyone who gets into a crafting business will probably tell you the same thing. So it was really fabulous and awesome to get to do this, and I'm really determined to try to do that every week, is film myself, just snap the camera on and just film myself going to town. So I'm going to go ahead and mention one more thing, and then we will jump into our crafting session, and I can show you the printables that we designed for you guys. So how many of you guys were involved in Camp Reset? Raise your little hands. Who went to Camp Reset back in July? Camp Reset was one of the things I put on my list of things to do this year, that I really wanted to have a Planner Girl camp. And I did. So I was like, I got to check something off that list. I was really excited to do that. So, yay, me. That's what I wanted to hear. Yay, Karen. Yay, Diane. Yes, Miss Claudine, Carrie, Diane, Ricky, Jamie. Awesome. Okay, so you guys, I love doing Camp Reset. It was so much fun, and it really inspired me. It made me realize, like, that's something you can do, Corey. That is that is something special about the Reset Girl brand that is giving people not just like, here's a product in a box, but here's like an experience. Like, here's this whole experience. And I want to like do such a good job at it that you guys can almost feel like you're at camp, and help you, like guide you through different activities and give you lots of ideas of things you can do, not just with yourself, but like with your kids. That was like a lot of fun for a lot of you. Did stuff with your kids and your husband. There were so many adorable pictures of, husbands involved with your Camp Reset activities, even if it was your husband taking a picture of you. I'll never forget, one of you posted a picture of being in your bedroom, and you set up a little tent in your bedroom, and your husband took a picture of you in your little tent. It was so adorable. And it just like that just makes my whole day when I see stuff like that, because that's the spirit that I intended. Like all the work and all the stuff that I put into it, that's what I hope to get out of it. I want you guys to feel like 12-year-old girls again. I want you to have like a little break from all the adulting we have to do, and get to do the fun stuff again, to get to do that like fun me stuff. So I think I have an idea for another adventure like that. And I'm thinking what I might be doing is launching it in mid-December, and it will start in January. And I'm thinking that it is. So Edward says that he watched many Camp Reset YouTube videos, and now you are a planner guy. Well, that's fabulous. That's what we want to hear. We love having planner guys in our community. Everybody should have a planner. So I was thinking what we would do is, that's right, Michelle. She said the same thing. We love planner guys. Um, we we could launch in mid-December, start in January, and it would be called Reset Your Year. It would not be like Camp Reset, where I'm going to ask you to go outside and go do, activities like that. That's definitely a summertime activity. Reset Your Year is going to be really about you with goal setting and really establishing a vision for your life for the rest for your year, your 2018 year. If you're doing one little word and you pick a word for the year, all of those things, I want to help you create the foundation for you to be successful. Now, you could do this in addition to some of the other things that are out there. Laura Casey rolls out the power sheets. There's one little word. There's a lot of different goal activity type programs, and this would not hinder that in any way. This is going to be a really fun kind of workshop where it's going to walk you through building some tools that are going to help you have a visual for how you want your year to look and feel, and what you want to get out of your life. When I think back to how I reset my life in the big scheme of things, I really did a lot of what I would put into this workshop. And people have asked me many times, like, how did you do that? And and there's obviously, I've tried to I made a little Periscope on it one time, and I've always meant to sit down and go back and like have a real systematic, this is how I reset my life. These are the steps that you could take to reset your life, because there's lots of people who talk about how to change your life, how to, have goals, how to, achieve goals. And there's tons of people that do that. So what I did is a way. I didn't use anybody's program. I did something that worked for me. And there was specific things that I did that I think are unique to me. And there are things that I would love, to share, because as you may not be in the season of your life where you can reset major components of your life. That might be something you are 2, 3, 5 years away from doing because the age of your children, because it's where you're at. Sometimes women can't really reset till they're retired, or they find themselves facing a reset because they weren't planning on it, but because they get divorced suddenly, or a spouse passes away. So sometimes resets are forced upon you, and sometimes you choose them. In my case, I did not choose. It was forced upon me. And like everything in life, you can look at things of, there's a reason why they have that expression about how you make lemonade out of lemons. So that would be something that I want to I'm going to pray about it a lot, but I'm thinking that the fall would be a really wonderful time for me because I will finally have like peace, and it's a really quiet time of the year, and it's that time of the year I always feel like I spend a lot of time. I'm really I'm in a thinking mode, and I like to dream big. So I think that will be a good time for me to plan everything and have it ready to launch in December so that it could be your Christmas present to yourself. And then we will launch in December. I'm sorry, in January it will kick off, and it will have a physical kit. I've already kind of put all of that together, started putting that together as well. So it's going to be kind of a big deal. So I want to just lay that out there, food for thought. If you guys have any thoughts about that, I would love to hear your thoughts. So are we ready to get crafty? Are we ready to jump into it? So we're going to talk about being grateful. And I came up with 8 ways to start a gratitude habit. I'm going to be sending out, I want to be very clear, I'm going to be sending out an email to everybody who is signed up for the Happy Place Club. If you ever signed up for listers, basically everybody who's on my subscription list is going to get emailed tomorrow. I will be sending out the printables that I'm going to show you tonight. I just wanted to roll them out, let you guys see them, and we would, I could kind of talk to you about like what they mean and all that good stuff. And then tomorrow you can get your email and print your stuff out, and decide which one you really want to do. So there's a combination of printables, and then I have some actual crafty projects here, crafty ideas. So the first category of grateful project, I'm calling this hashtag the grateful project because I have to name everything, and I just thought it sounded so official. So the first kind of concept, that category I want to talk about of the grateful project is planners. Yay! So I came up with 4 different ideas of things you can do in a planner, with a planner, around a planner, concerning a planner, that are all gratitude related. So I'm gonna snap on my little top-down camera, so you guys, I can show you on my little screen here the different ideas I had for that, including I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut them up, pop them into my planner, getting my little tools ready for this, because it's been a while since I like crafted for real on the Late Night Crafty Club. I think you guys are going to force me to rename it one of these days. Okay. All right, so let me change the little computer screen. There we go. Okay. So I'm officially got my little top-down camera going here. And what I wanted to show you guys is some of the little printables that I created. So this one I showed you a little bit earlier. This is actually a printable in the printandSnipshop.com that you can purchase. And so these little clipboards, which are so cute, you can snip out. You can print this on sticker paper and snip these out and put them in your planner. And so it says today's grateful list, which I have like the worst camera right now for this. Trying to see if I can get it to focus. The webcam cameras do not like to focus the way my other cameras do. They are very stubborn. There we go. Okay, I have to get it super close. All right, so today's grateful list. And then it has a little numbered list where you have 8 things that you can write out to be grateful for. So this is a lot of fun, trying to get my camera to focus just to show you this. So I'm just going to quickly sniff this out. I don't know about you, but snipping stuff out is like one of my favorite things to do. It just feels so soothing and relaxing to get my scissors, my gold scissors, which are on my favorites list on the resetgirl.com, just to remind you, on the favorites. So I have this cute little clipboard now, and I'm just going to show you this really quick. This is my current planner that I've been using, is this one, and here's my October. Look, there's Sammy and her little Bible. So I am going to get my act together and get a video filmed of me doing my setup for October, because I absolutely love, 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 love this planner. To me, this is about as fancy as it gets. So, actually, you know what? This is not even the right planner now that I just think about it. This isn't the planner I would use for this activity. Okay. Okay. This is the planner I would use for this activity. So I have this planner is actually what I use to write down all of my, hang on a second. Something is buzzing in here. Okay. It was the phone. Okay. So this is the one I would use in here. Is I use this planner to like record like everyday things that happened each day. It's kind of like the after the fact planner. It's not the one that I use for actually planning, but I would put them in here, and I would have my little grateful list in here and fill it out each day. For what is what I'm grateful for. I'm going to actually snip the clipboard piece off this one. Okay. So I will stagger mine. That's an idea of how I would probably put them in this particular planner, is the one that I have, my horizontal one. I think this one is not the right one for that, because if I was going to do that, and let me just show you, if you guys wanted to just do this, you don't have to have fancy stickers at all. You could do this in any planner, as you could just designate one small area of your planner. And I don't put a lot of stuff in my day, so your planner might not have this room, but you could do this. You don't need a fancy sticker. You know, you could just put my grateful list, right? I just love cute, so I always want to go for the cute, fun thing. But if you wanted to do that here, you could just do a little grateful list and like, what are you grateful for? So this is tomorrow's date. So I will, you know what? I will wake up tomorrow and I will fill that out. What am I grateful for? So if you are a girl who has room in your planner to do that, you could certainly do a grateful list by hand in your planner. That's one way to do it. Another thing you could do with a little piece like this, like a little embellishment, is if you use like a notebook. Let me show you another way. So if you wanted to just like have something fun where you were just doing this, like I use this to do my faith journaling in, and I would just like take notes or something. But if you wanted to, you could just do a really cute page, you know, like I watercolored this, but you could make like today's grateful list and write down the things that you're grateful for on here, and then just embellish the page. You could even put a picture of what happened today. So you could kind of use this as a little form of memory keeping. So that's another way of using an embellishment this way, if that makes sense to you. So you could use it in your planner, you could use it in your art journal, or your like a memory keeping kind of spread. So that's one way of doing it. A lot of you guys use a planner for memory keeping. So, but I actually, now that I just did that, I actually really like this idea. I love the really simple spreads. where it's just like someone puts a picture and some journaling and some embellishing and that's it. Like it's very simple, lots of white space. But I think this is really fun. I think that's how I'm going to use these particular little pieces. All right, I just inspired myself right there. So, okay, what was I? Where was I? Okay, so that was the first thing, which is the clipboard stickers. The next thing I wanted to show you guys, and obviously these weren't stickers. I just printed these on regular paper, but you could certainly. I love printing most of my stuff on sticker paper. So the other thing that I did for the planner is a gratitude log. So this kind of printable this is one of the freebies. So when I send out the email tomorrow, you guys will get the gratitude log. You're going to get this gratitude journaling printable. This will be one of the free ones. And how we design this is really easy because I have a hard time printing and cutting printables that have crop marks. So we just made this really very simple, gray line going around it so you could easily trim it. You didn't need to have any fancy tools. And if you guys like paper trimmers, you can certainly use a paper trimmer. I'm just keeping it very simple. I have a printer that can print front and back. So this gratitude log is numbered to 31. So all 31 days of October. And then you can use this space to record your favorite quote about gratitude and embellish it. So let me trim this little edge here. And then I'm going to pop this into my little punch that's set for A5. This punch is my most favorite 6-hole punch that I have. The only one I recommend. And then that's all ready to go in my planner. So I have it in here along with my self-care plan for October. And then I have my gratitude log. So every day, as I'm completing like my self-care plan and doing my, the little plan that I set out for myself and doing my challenge tracker for the month, I would also have my gratitude log here. And I could make sure that I'm writing down one thing every day to be thankful for. One thing that I'm grateful for. One thing that like just was wonderful about today, or something that it crossed my mind. I never think to be grateful for this or that. Sometimes you don't think about gratitude until you see someone less fortunate than you are. Someone who, like, I never ever appreciated having good health until I've been around a bunch of people who don't have good health. Now having good health is something to be immensely grateful for, because so many people don't, and I need to think about that more. So that's the little gratitude log. So that would be another thing that you can put in your planner for gratitude. We made another printable here as well. So this one is for doing journaling. So morning gratitude journaling. So ways to deal with negativity. So every morning you would make a little plan for yourself. How are you going to deal with negativity today? What will be your plan for combating that? And then 10 things I am grateful for today. I think it's a really good idea to start your day off writing those things out. What 10 things am I going to focus on the good today? You know how they always, they tell you that is focus on the good. Well, here's how you can start your day doing that. Count out 10 things every morning that you're grateful for. Like, that's already going to put you in that really good positive frame of thought. And then here, there's a little section here that I can't believe how close I have to get this for it to focus. And even then it doesn't want to focus. I'm trying so hard, you guys, to get the camera to focus. It doesn't want to. I'm hoping Mr. Crafty will come rescue me and help me. I can't get it to focus. No, this camera is a little brat.
What if you try going like this and then bring it up? What are you trying to get it to focus on?
Oh, you had it. Aha! You had it. Excellent. You just be my Vanna White. You just stand there and hold it because you're
Somebody
doing it.
suggested that if you wave your hand in front of it,
Oh.
I don't know if it always works. I don't know what distance you need to be. Okay, so
You guys are very. I know. I don't blame you for being sleepy. I don't blame you guys for being like, okay, this
what if
was
there's
fun.
more light? Nope, the light doesn't do it. Yep, I don't know.
You had it there for a second. All right, you guys will just have to take my word for it. So this says right here, who I will bless today. So who can you think of today that you can do something kind for someone else? Sometimes when you focus on other people, it helps you get your eyes off yourself, get your eyes off your own problems. Concentrating and focusing on how can I bless somebody else? How can I help someone less fortunate than I am? Who do I know in my circle of friends who really needs a pick me up? I can't tell you how many times I have discovered that throughout my life that getting your I had it. Getting your eyes off your own problems and focused on someone else is the best thing you can do for how to be positive. How am I going to make this day great? So this is an area for you to just kind of quickly list or journal what your plan is. How is today going to be awesome? If today is your last day on this earth, how are you going to make it awesome? Because here's the thing, guys, none of us know how much time we have on this earth. We, any moment, that could be it. I mean, it's when you think about it, that's a very profound thought, is that no time is promised to us. That's it. That could be your last day. That's a really great way to think about how am I going to make this day great? Not letting little stuff get to you, right? Not letting small things get to you. Not letting things that you can't control get to you. I mean, that's just that's a really big part of staying in a positive frame of mind, and gratitude has a way of doing that to us. It has that natural feel good to it. So how are you going to make today, how are you going to make this day great? So this is your morning gratitude journaling on this side, and then you flip it over and you have your evening gratitude journaling. So let's say you didn't get a chance to start off your day with your list of 10 things that you're grateful for today. You have a chance to hit it in the evening. If you have your quiet time in the evening and that's the best time for you, then you can spend this time recording the 10 things you're grateful for today. And I can't believe this little camera is going to be this much of a pill tonight. I'm so sorry, you guys. What I learned about myself. Sometimes a challenge will pop up during your day that, because you've been in this happy frame of mind or a positive frame of mind, because you've chosen to focus on the good today, sometimes you'll learn something about yourself. Maybe that's changing a very long held attitude, like you've always been a very negative person, but when you make these changes, you learn things about yourself in the process, and in learning them, you can get real excited about it to the point where, hey, I really want to make this who I am now. So that is what you want to do there. And then you have the best thing. Is that the magic? I'm trying to see if I can get it. The best thing that happened today. So there's your chance to record what happened today that was fabulous. And then finally, who made today great? So who blessed you? In the morning, you were talking about who I'll bless today, but then on the evening, you have a chance to record who did something nice for you, who emailed you, who commented on a post and made you feel like $1,000,000, who called you out of the blue, who sent you some happy mail, which member of your family, did something nice for you that helped you out of a jam. That's your chance to write down, who stood out, who was on your team today. Sometimes it's really good to remember the people who came to your rescue that did something kind, even if it was small, because that helps. That helps you just noticing it or being aware of it. That's part of having a grateful heart, is paying attention to the kindness And it could be the kindness of strangers. It could be something kind that someone did, like letting you have the parking space, letting you get in line. One of my favorite things to do is if someone behind me just has a couple items and I have a whole cart, I am happy to let them cut in line and get in front of me. And I've been like that since I was a teenager. It is my joy to bless someone with that little kindness, right? It's a little something to do kind and thoughtful for someone else. And recording stuff like that, that is that's your chance to make note of it when someone does that for you. So that right there, my friends, is your morning and evening gratitude journaling page. And because this is a freebie, you can print out as many as you want. You can do this all month long. Every day for the month, you can print out 31 pages back and front so that you can add that into your planner and have that as well. So there's your morning and gratitude, your morning and evening gratitude journaling, and then there's your gratitude log. So that is 3 different things for your planner that you can do. If I had my grateful kit, this would be the part of the video that I busted it out and decorated a spread in my planner. So, so I just would like to apologize again for not having my kit to decorate, because I wanted to show you guys. That was one of the themes of the entire kit, including the planner kit we did, was just so that you could have all that happy positivity going on your monthly spread. So it's kind of funny that I don't actually have that. The whole the whole reason why that we were inspired to do this content for the month. But there you go. Okay, so I'm just taking a little drink break here for a second. Okay, I'm back. So, gratitude cards. That is the next part of the Grateful Project craft ideas. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and use this camera instead of that camera, because that camera is, and it's being a little pill that doesn't want to cooperate. So let's see if I can do this differently. Let's see if I can get away from having to use that camera. So, you guys, I showed you 4 ideas for using gratitude in your planners. Grateful kit is missing, but that would be one of them. Now I have 3 ideas for doing gratitude cards. Okay, so the first one is another printable that you will also receive in the mailing I am sending out tomorrow. And this is kind of a fun little craft project. So it's called A Jar Full of Gratitude. A jar full of gratitude. So here's your jar label that you're going to cut out and put on your jar. And then you have the little directions here. So the daily gratitude jar is you're going to print out these pages and you're going to snip out and the label, and you're going to attach that to a jar. Okay. And then the second page is actually little snips of paper. And each one of them, there's little gray lines, so you have little cut lines to cut to. But you can print out, again, as many as you want of this, because you'll have this whole page, and you can cut out enough of these to last you for the whole rest of the year. You can print out 365 of them and do it from tomorrow on, and do it every day. But there are a bunch of little slips on this paper that say, today I am grateful for. See, that camera knows how to focus properly. Let me see. Okay, so today I'm grateful for. And so you just write on there, super simple, what were you grateful for today? And then you could fold it up and drop it in your little grateful jar, your jar full of gratitude. So you keep filling it each day, and at the end of the year, or you can keep going for an entire year, you'll have a whole jar of wonderful to read through. So when you're having a crummy day and like you're feeling like life sucks and you really feel like you cannot come up with anything, you could go bust out your little jar of happy and go read through the things that you were grateful for. And two alternative ways of using your little gratitude jar is you could make a seasonal gratitude jar. So you could make it all fall and beautiful, or like winter fall or Christmassy. And you could fill the jar each day with reasons you love the season, the sights and smells you're experiencing, the little things you may overlook in the busyness of the season. So it could be like a little memory keeping jar of your season and the joy that you're experiencing, the little things that happen during that time. And then you could also, alternatively, if you have a family, you could make it a family gratitude jar. You can keep the jar in the kitchen and encourage family members to add their own handwritten slips each day. So if you were going to do a family jar, I would say like put the person's name, have them write their name on the back of the slip, and then what they're grateful for. And that way everybody could put that in. And you could make it like a little tradition, like at the end of the evening when the kids have like got their little jammies on and brushed their teeth, they could go fill out their little slip for the day. Or they could do it like after they finish their homework, after dinner. Like you could turn it into like a little tradition, a little part of the routine that the kids are having to focus on their little happy moments, so that they can like begin to learn that habit of trying to focus on the good in something. And you can make a little tradition of it where maybe you guys try it out for like the next 3 months, and then on like New Year's Eve you guys sit down together as a family and you read through all the little things you were grateful for, through that part of the year. And if you love doing it, you can keep doing it. You can, put a year, like a 2017, on your little jar full of gratitude, and call it a jar full of memories. And I guarantee you, when your kiddos are older, you are going to just you're going to treasure those little slips of paper, especially with all their little handwriting on there. And you can do this even with teenagers too, because especially teenagers, because of all the different things going on in their lives. And sometimes they have, a lot of they have a lot of negativity that they're dealing with and have a hard time opening up or telling you what's really going on. All those kinds of different little things going on in their world. It would give them a chance to like just put something happy that was meaningful to them. So my little jar is moist, but that's actually going to work in my favor here. So I'm just showing you, this would be an example. This obviously is on the small side, so I would recommend a jar that's probably larger than this, especially if you're going to turn it into a family jar. But this would be kind of like that idea. Now, I didn't have a jar. I didn't want to get a jar for the RV because of the weight, and just I don't want to have breakable stuff. So I asked Mr. Crafty to go to Lowe's. Home Depot carries them too, but they have these metal quart cans, paint cans. They're empty. I think they're like $1.67, or they're under $2. I actually don't. It's been a while since I've bought one. They used to be $1.67. So they're just like an empty quart paint can. And you could make your own label. You don't have to use this one. I mean, you can make your own, basically, and call this your little jar full of gratitude. I happen to have these fabulous little placemats. It was like a paper pad of them. There was 24 on the pad. And they came from Home Goods, and it was $4.95 for a pad of these. And it's like really nice craft paper. And I happened to notice it sitting over here, and I realized this would fit perfectly around my can. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to craft in the Late Night Crafty Club, and I'm going to just make a first attempt at cutting it down. Okay, so it just needs a little bit of trimming. But what I thought was really neat was the fact that the placemat said, "I am grateful for" on it. And so on the placemat, you were supposed to use the numbered lines, like the little, I'm sorry, not numbered, the little lines, and write down things you were grateful for while you were sitting at dinner. So I thought that was really cool, and I love the fact that it's so close to fitting perfectly around my little can. that I'm just gonna trim it up, and I'm gonna start a little gratitude can. This is the kind of stuff like that I wish I had done when my daughter was younger. I would love to have a little jar to look at, a little to look at full of like little things that she had written about that she was grateful for when she was little. Like, you only get those kids when they're little. I wish someone would have warned me how short a time them being little actually is, and that you never get it back. That's it. Perfect. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make this. I'm trying to decide if I have. I don't have regular tape at my desk. I just realized. So I'm gonna use the next best thing. I'm using washi, because that I do know where that is. I think all my like proper stationary office supplies are in the front of the RV. They're in the nice little, very organized drawer that I made for them. I feel like a responsible adult now because I have an organized junk drawer. Okay, so my little can, and it's not perfect, but guess what? I'm not going to make a big deal about perfection, because perfection is boring. I don't want to be worried about perfection. I let perfection steal and rob many years of my life, so it's good enough. Sometimes, ladies, we have to say it's good enough. So I'm going to make this washi a little stronger here on the edge. Let me trim that a little bit. Okay, so there is my little grateful can. Okay, something popped up on my computer screen. Okay, I am thankful for. There we go. There's my little can of gratitude. So I'm going to cut up my little pieces of paper and have them go. I dropped my little lid. But this is like really nice and lightweight. And if it falls on the floor or something, it's not going to, break for me. That's a good thing. If I were in a house, I would probably get one of those really nice glass, like the Anchor Hawking glass jars that they have at Walmart. They have like the nice glass lid on them and everything with a little knob on top. That's what I would get if I was home. But I love this. So look, I made something. So there goes my little can. I'm going to put that on my desk. So I'm reminded of it and I have to see it. I'm going to go ahead and snip up all my little snippy snips, all my little pages. I'm going to probably print out. What I'll probably do is print out a bunch of these and put them in a little bowl on my desk, so that I am reminded to do that. And I'll probably do it every morning, because I know that I sit here faithfully every morning. So that's how I'm going to be prepared to do this project, is prep it all in advance. Don't give yourself any excuses to not do it. Like, don't just print one sheet out, print them all out. Print all that you're going to need to get you through whatever period of time you're doing this for. If you just want to work on it for 1 month, then that's fine. If you want to print out enough to get you through to New Year's Eve, that's probably what I'm going to do, because I want to try this. I want to experiment and see how well I do. And you know what? It's okay to do this multiple times in multiple versions, multiple places. I'm going to do it in my planner. I'm going to do it in my little art journal like I was showing you with the clipboard. And then I will do the jar. If I have to keep reminding myself every day all the stuff to be grateful for, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like you're kind of programming your brain, right? Is to keep reminding it, like, this is the stuff that you want to be happy about. This is the stuff that matters. This is the stuff that you are actually can remember or focus on. Like sometimes you don't remember a lot of other little trivial things, but boy, is it wonderful to remember that today I'm grateful for all of you being here, that it's late night crafty club night, and that I can flip my little computer on and there a bunch of you pop up and you're there in the room together with me. And I'm sitting here in my RV in Lindale, Texas. Can't believe I'm actually doing this, that I'm RV living and that you guys are still here with me and that we're all doing this fun little crafting experiment together. So I'm grateful for that today. So as you can see, printing these out, trimming them up. You can even have, if you have kids, you can help them do it with you because you're going to want a lot of them if you're doing a family jar. But you guys can spend the evening just printing these all out and cutting them all up. And then you guys, you can introduce it. This is this fun thing we're going to do together. And for yourself, like this is something you can do for yourself. Tomorrow night, your own little late night crafty club, you could be printing these out, cutting them up and getting them ready. Find a jar. You don't have to you can use a recycled jar out of the recycle bin, like the spaghetti jar that your sauce came in. Wash it out, slap a label on it, make your own label, and call it good. Like that would be really, really easy peasy. So that's one way of doing it, is you can do a jar or can of a gratitude jar. This is another fun little project. So I got one of these today. We picked it up from the mail. We actually got a P.O. box just so that we could have Amazon deliveries again. We got it for the month while we're here, and then we will leave. But the Rolodex, I have wanted one of these for so long. And my mom used to have one on her desk. I've worked different places where they've had them, when I was younger. Being in the secretarial field. But this one is very special now. So I'm going to put a link up here if you guys want this particular one that I got. If I can get my little mouse to go up there. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, I made myself a little document that had the actual link for this particular. Oh wait, this isn't gonna work. Okay. Oh no, I lost my chat room. Oh no. Okay. Okay, you guys, are you there? I think I lost you. Okay. I'm dangerous now. Okay. So anyway, I got this Rolodex off of Amazon, and Mr. Crafty, we pulled all of the little cards off of it that it came with, and Mr. Crafty took it out outside and he spray painted it for me. I wanted it to be gold on the bottom, so we got a can of the metallic gold spray. It was like metal and wood, right? It was like an all-purpose spray paint, and he covered this entire black part with tinfoil, and he sealed it all over, and then he spray painted this, and he hung it from like a little branch out there on the little barbed wire fence, and he got it sprayed. So I have a little gold Rolodex. So this was my plan with this one, and this one I'm really excited about because I've always wanted one, but I couldn't think of what would I do with it? I don't want to just have it to have it. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these little sections. I'm going to either turn them into like a month section. So this would be October, and then continue on until it's full. And then, sorry, itchy nose. What it came with are these little plastic sleeves in here. So it's got a white card inside, and it's coated in plastic, but you can buy separate packs that are just the cards. So you could get you can have like a little pack of cards that are just these and embellish them. So every day I'm going to create one that's what I'm grateful for, but I want to use my die cuts and stickers and all that and embellish it and have, add it to my little um, Rolodex. The other thing I was thinking I might do, because I was going back and forth in my head about how I wanted to use my little Crafty Rolodex, is I was also thinking it would be really fun to use this for writing scripture on, like especially if I was trying to memorize scripture, but using it for the scripture challenge where I would actually use this as another way of recording the scripture and embellishing it. So I haven't quite decided. I might do both. Who cares, right? If they're all incorporated in there together. At the end of the day, it's either going to be a bunch of like one little section will be all about what I'm grateful for, and then maybe another section will be like a different purpose or reason. Like maybe I'll put like my favorite quotes in there, quotes that inspire me, and then there's another little section that's all like different scriptures that are about like having a grateful heart. Another section of scriptures about being strong in the Lord. So as you know what I'm saying, like each section could be its own little capsule, its own little world. So this particular Rolodex, there's two sizes. There's one that has like really mini cards, and then this one has what I think they call these. I don't think these are the large cards because the large ones were like 3x5, and these are 2¼ by 4 inch. I also have a link for these, which hopefully Mr. Crafty can help me with, but if you buy one of these, you can go on eBay also and find like one of the vintage ones. They're really not a whole lot different. Some of the vintage ones can be kind of bulky. I kind of went back and forth. I never really pulled the trigger on any of them. I couldn't find one that I like loved, but I love vintage. So there might be one out there for me. I might keep looking, but you can always buy the refill cards. And I think on Amazon, these were under $5. They may have been like $4 and there you get 100 of them. So this could be a really great way to fill up your Rolodex and use these for gratitude cards. So you'd be doing this every day, and then you could make something really cute with them. Like pull out your stash. You've got a ton of stuff. You could layer scrapbook paper on there and then just trim it down. So you could watercolor it. You could stamp on it. There's a lot of fun things you can do. And look at it's so small. It's not a lot of pressure to do anything, right? You could really do something very quick and simple. And again, you could have your kids do this with you. You can have each of your kids make a little card and add it to the Rolodex. You could get each of kid their own Rolodex. So it could be a fun little activity you guys do together. Now, another cool thing that they make for Rolodex is they make these. These are, so these ones are called the small rotary cards, and these are 2¼ by 4. So they are the same size as this one. I don't have my readers on. I can't tell if it's 2¼ or 2⅛. In any case, you get a sheet of these, and they're like punch out. So if you are, kind of savvy, you could set up a template and go use like your favorite fonts. I love fonts. A lot of you girls love fonts. So go like create a bunch of quotes, type up the reasons why you're grateful, and then print them out in fun fonts, and then watercolor them, sticker them, stamp them. So you have alternate ways of doing things. You can even add digital art to this and then print it out. Now you're going to be using a template from Avery. So I know in the past when I've used them, you have to kind of be a little bit more savvy to figure out how to get artwork and stuff on there, but it's possible. If you want it bad enough, anything is possible. So Avery does make these fun rotary cards that are printable, and this one has 400 cards in this pack. So I thought that was really cool that's even an option. If you wanted to, you could punch several of these out and glue them together and turn them into a divider. Like, by gluing them back to back, it would make them really strong. You could cover them in scrapbook paper. You could add a tab to the top and make your own tab system. So this is another really fun little crafty way of keeping gratitude front and center. And it's a fun little craft thing. Like you could give yourself a challenge. Like every day for 10 minutes, I'm making a gratitude card for my Rolodex. So, and Miss Claudine, I just saw your comment that you have index cards. Girl, absolutely. You can use index cards. You don't even have to use something fancy like the Rolodex. You can do the little index cards. One thing that they have, they have a plethora of little index card boxes. You can get plastic ones, you can get ones that look like a little suitcase, but you can get a little index card. This is a little box that my mom had when she was a little girl, and I inherited it. Um, I've seen these little boxes on eBay. You can go look at like vintage recipe card holder, recipe card box, and you will see these things pop up like crazy. And super cute little vintage recipe boxes too. So that's an idea as well. And you can again put your gratitude little thing in here. You can journal on it because you've got more real estate. You can journal on the back. Put a quote on the front. You can add magazine clippings. You can add stickers, washi, stamping, watercoloring, using up your little crafty stash. I mean, what a small little place that, a small little canvas. That is, oh my gosh, Courtney, you just reminded me that I must have got up to get this and I had my big butt showing in the picture that I have Lion King pajama pants on. I do. But anyway, these are 50 cents for a pack of these. So that's another awesome way of doing some gratitude journaling. If you need to use what you have, then that's what you do. If you want to just take scrapbook paper and just put it through your like slicer and slice it up into pieces, type up what you're grateful for and paste it on there. That's one way of doing it. You can write directly on the scrapbook paper, but challenge yourself. Like tell yourself, you know what? I want to be talking about gratitude, but I want to do it on a budget. I don't want to be, buying extra stuff. So if that's where you're at, then you can certainly challenge yourself to just use what's in your stash to do it. So I'm just trying to give you lots of different ideas. If you want to spend the money and invest in doing a Rolodex, I really wanted one of those. Plus I wanted to show you guys. So I wanted to get it to have an example, but that's why I had him do like gold paint on it, because I really wanted to put it on my desk and actually have it for display. So these are my treasured little letters. My daughter gave me my Christmas present for this year. Is she made a little letter for every single month, and each of them is so cute. She made them out of scrapbook paper, and they're sealed with washi. I absolutely treasure these so much. And each of them has a little letter inside that she wrote about like something she remembers I did when she was a kid, or something that's special about things I taught her, or the way she is because of something I did. So it's like, this is gratitude, and that's the epitome of it. So very special. I wanted to make sure this came with me in the RV. So that little box, again, if you were to look up like vintage recipe card holder on eBay, that little box was on there, a whole bunch of them. So the other thing you can do with making gratitude cards was, I'm going to say these came from Walmart, and I got them in the back to school section. And what they are is they're held together by a little binder ring, and they're called Mindology. And they're basically little flashcards. They're pretty small. They're about the size of a business card. And they're all like on this handy little binder ring. This I thought was really awesome. There's 75 blank cards in here. And this is another really simple way of creating a gratitude card. And you can toss it in your planner tote. You can toss it in your Bible tote. You can toss it in your purse. You could carry it around with you. You could flip through it. If you're going through a season that's pretty rough, this could be a good way to remind yourself over and over and over what you are to be what you're to be grateful for. So wahaha. And then that would be a really fun and inexpensive little way also to have gratitude cards. And finally, I'm trying to think where I think they're out. Okay, I'm going to show you a different version of these because my other journal cards are out in the other room. But you can grab a pack of journal cards and use journal cards. You guys probably have a cajillion journal cards in your collections at home. So you could use journal cards for your grateful journaling. We have a whole set of grateful themed journal cards printables in the print and snip shop. So you could print as many of these out as you wanted to, snip them up, and the whole theme of them is all about gratitude. So you could use these for pocket journaling. You could use your journal cards for like if you wanted to do a layout, like a scrapbook layout with a picture of what you're grateful for and add some journaling using cards. This is a great way of doing that. So printables are great because they're like you buy them one time and then you have them forever and you can print as many as you want. You could have your own little journal card print shop going on for your own needs, which personally that's why I love digital stores, because then I can just print as I need to. I don't have to worry about storing it anywhere. So that's two more ideas of ways to create gratitude cards. So that's a lot of ideas right there in that one little section of doing those of cards. So finally, you have a gratitude journal. So in the gratitude journal arena, and I would love to have this be like a spectacular part of my presentation, but I don't have my little kit. So I just wanted to share with you a couple ideas. So when it comes to a gratitude journal, you could use the most simplistic form of recording anything, which is basically using a very simple notebook. I put some stuff down here and now I can't reach it. Okay. So you could use a TN insert. So you could have like a whole insert in your traveler's notebook that's dedicated to gratitude journaling. And there's different ways of doing gratitude journaling. So for those of you who love to write, you don't need to have anyone tell you what to do. You can just sit there and go to town writing up a whole page of what you're grateful for. For those of you who struggle a little bit with like, well, what should I write? How should I start? How much should I write? The best way I have found with doing any type of gratitude journaling is literally going into your little book, your insert, whatever it is that you want to use, and then just opening up a page and writing at the top of it, I'm grateful for ... and then creating a numbered list down the page. Like that simple. And you just fill the entire insert out. You just keep writing every day until it is full. You'll have a whole book that you can go through there and read one thing after another that you are grateful for. Another fabulous way of reminding yourself, staying in that happy place of like focusing on the good. So, I love that, Edward. Use the marigold carpe diem. So, and yes, Victoria, you could use a composition book. Super simple. It does not have to be fancy in the least. I know all of us in this community have a plethora of notebooks in our collection. And so you could just grab one and say, hey, I'm putting you to work. You are my new gratitude journal. And it doesn't have to be like literal journaling where you're pouring out your heart and writing it out. If that's who you are, then by all means. But if you find that that's kind of a struggle for you, list. Just start a list and just start your gratitude journaling that way. If you feel led to expand on, more about that, if you want to, you can always dive into another page and just add some more journaling to it. There's different types of books. One of my favorite One type of notebook I always wanted, and I finally bought it at Barnes and Noble, is, I'm going to pronounce this terribly, the Miquiller Miquil Rius, Miquelrius. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to know what I'm talking about. It is that, can you see it? And I'm like, there we go. Can you guys read that? That's the brand. So this is one of those fabulous inserts that I've seen a lot in the journaling community. I don't know. I'm surprised that not a ton of bullet journalers use this. It's like the Mac Daddy, the grand poobah of bullet journals. It's like super, super thick, right? And I bought it because I just wanted to just have, I wanted to create a commonplace book. So this is what I bought because I figured this was going to take me forever to fill it up. And I just copy passages out of books in here. I have like notes from this one was from a book, Women of the Word. I wrote Psalms out. I made like little a couple little notes to myself, and then writing in quotes. So if you wanted to like make this like a whole thing for yourself, you could get one of these big ones and just fill it full of like everything gratitude quotes, read books on gratitude, copy out passages, add your like ongoing log. It's like turn the whole thing into like a gratitude journal. Like see, that doesn't even seem like a big enough word. It's like the grand gratitude journal of all time. So that's what I envisioned when I got this, was I was going to turn it into, well, a commonplace book. But now I'm starting to think like maybe it needs a theme. Like maybe it needs to have like something dedicated to kind of like to it. So that is one idea of having like an all-encompassing themed book. And I am looking around for my I put it away. That's why I couldn't find it. And then the last thing that I would say in the gratitude journal arena is I'm using my playbook, which is what I call this. And in here, you could do like a whole, like, instead of just writing things that you're grateful for, you could take a much like I do with my scripture writing. So like here's a layout I made with writing out scripture and I embellished it. The same principle, I could do this with writing out something I'm grateful for. Finding a beautiful quote about gratitude or being grateful, scripture, any of that. I could just do an entire page, like scrapbook it. I could take a picture. Like one of the things I plan on doing is doing a whole spread in here about doing the glamping event, and I want to put pictures that I took with some of the girls in here, and do a whole little layout and journal about how grateful I am. When I think about all the amazing things I've gotten to do, the places I've gone, the people I've gotten to meet, the fantastic things that you guys have shared with me, like I could fill several of these books that's all about being grateful. And really, in the big scheme of things, that really is my happy place. I have a whole like planner where I've done a lot of that, where I've added quotes that I found on Pinterest, comments you guys have made on your posts, emails that you've sent me, happy mail you've sent me. It goes into like a place it's my happy place is what I call it. But when I really think about it, gratitude is the whole theme of it, because I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for those moments, for those experiences, because when I have a hard day or things are challenging or difficult, that's where I can go to get recharged. And it's the same principle for you. If you are going through a difficult season, often looking back at all the good things, the happy things, the things you're grateful for, despite the challenges you face, that is a recharge. It's a boost that gets you back up, and on your feet and going towards the goal, or, achieving things in your life, or whatever it is that, whether it could be just getting up and going to work the next day. For some of us, that is That's hard enough all on its own. So that is, oh, and Mr. Edward, there is actually going to be a gratitude life magazine. For some reason, it slipped it slipped my mind to get that, to show you guys that. So I didn't get that print off, but I actually had a cover designed I think it's called Grateful Life magazine, or it's Gratitude, one of the two. So I actually had one of these made up just so that you guys could just slap it on a notebook and make your own book on gratitude. So that that's it. That's my roll call of crafty projects. I had mentioned that multiple times in the group, that I was going to be doing this episode, and that I was going to roll out some ideas of things you can do. So I'm actually going to create some of these things, and I will, through the month of October, I will be doing some YouTube videos. As God is my witness, to show you guys how that looks and what I'm doing, and hopefully to inspire you guys to be doing that too for yourselves, so that we're all going to be like in a happy place in October. That we're all going to be working on our gratitude projects together as a group. I really want to see the Happy Place Club just lit up. I want to see you guys posting all the time, and you can post multiple times about, your gratitude project, whichever one you picked, whichever one speaks to you. Maybe I showed you something that's sparking your own idea for doing something. Please share that in the group, and share how you're using it, what you're doing. Share on social media, use the hashtag The Grateful Project, and encourage people to join the Happy Place Club, and encourage them to join what we're doing, because my focus for that group has always been to encourage you guys, and I try to come up with challenges and stuff to kind of help gear you towards being encouraged and having something fun to look forward to. I'm excited that you guys get excited for the new month to turn over, because you're going to get a new challenge or something fun. I want you guys to be excited about being in the club, and there's going to be something there waiting for you. And that's why we do the Late Night Crafty Club. All these different little fun things is for you guys to have a little moment of escape, from the adulting stuff we got to do, and for you just to have fun and to be encouraged in some way. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Look at that. I hit everything on my list that I intended to do. It is now, let's see. I think it's been, I'm so bad at telling time since we've crossed over the time zone. I'm so time challenged now how to even tell time anymore, because I've spent my whole life on the West Coast, and I've never spent this much time in a different time zone. So now I'm like, okay, our laptops are still geared towards Pacific Standard Time. They haven't changed, but our phones are our current time. So I'm always in a state of, I don't remember which one is right. So if my laptop says this, what time is it really? So, okay. So thank you, Miss Diana. So it has been our 2 hours. Yay! I wasn't quite sure how, Edward, I'm very happy to hear that the Happy Place and Faith are a great part of your life, and a reset. And I want that for everybody. And yes, Damaris, it is 2:00 where you are, girl. You powered through it. So I'm very proud of you for making it through. Oh, look at you, Claudine. Look at you. Oh, it's 1:00 where you guys are. But you're a New Yorker girl. You guys don't sleep. There's always something popping where you are. That is the one place that I've ever been, New York City, at 2 in the morning and didn't feel scared, like, to be out on the streets. There's so many people walking around. There's police walking around. I literally felt like, wow, I don't even feel scared walking around this late at night. So I am so happy that so many of you guys made it. Stephanie, at 7 a.m. where you are. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Miss Tess. It's 7:11 where you are, Miss Heather. I appreciate that you stayed up. East Coast represent, that you guys are still. I know, Miss Ricky, I am officially a Texas girl. For the record, ladies, we have a real Texas um, license plate on Liberty, and we have an official Texas forwarding address. So we are technically Texas residents as far as the government is concerned. Full-time RV livers have a very complex little web of how to set up where you are and who you are anymore. You have a forwarding address, you have an official, like you have to register your cars a certain way, you have to have a place to like collect mail. It's much more complex than I realized. So our business is still in Washington. We're officially Texans, but we're going to continue on our way into Tennessee. And I cannot wait to take you guys on that journey, because we are going to be at the very base, like the southern part of the Smoky Mountains in the fall. It is going to be bucket list monumental. I can't believe it. I have dreamed of seeing this area of the state since I was a teenager. And I used to study like road atlases and just dream of what it would be like to get to see this area. And I have Dollywood on my list of things to do. I really want to see Dollywood. I just think Dolly Parton is bomb. So I want to see Dollywood. I've been collecting information about Tennessee and the different things. We're actually going to be staying in northern Georgia in the Hiawassee, I hope I'm not saying that wrong, the Hiawassee County State Park. It's a private park, but it's like in the Hiawassee area. I don't know. I can't remember what that was. Is it a county? But it's right there. Everything's kind of like within 2 hours drive of each other. I'm 2 hours north of Atlanta. So I will hopefully be getting to spread out and see some of the people in that area. I have some Tennessee friends to come visit. But I want to get out there and see as many people as possible and try to, I'll be teaching in Knoxville, but I'm possibly looking for other places to teach in that area. So I'm yes, Pigeon Forge is on the list, and I absolutely will. We have a second, our YouTube channel. Is it the Reset Life? I never remember what it is. It's the Reset Life, and it's a channel on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's like lit up and officially on, and I always forget. So we are going to get that all straightened out, because I've been filming little vlogs. I just filmed a vlog at Buc-ee's gas station here in Texas that you will not believe it unless you saw it. And so I filmed that. I've been filming things for you guys. It's just a matter of getting it up there so you can actually view them. And I will be sharing that very, very soon. So I have loved my time in Texas. I'm glad it's cooling down, though. I don't know how you girls handle this heat. And like I said before, I will be here through October 10th. As far as the next Late Night Crafty Club, that has not been determined. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the next. I would like to try to do 2 episodes in the fall, or I'm sorry, in October. I have fall in the brain now. And I really want to incorporate our gratitude project, so I kind of think I want to stay on this whole gratitude theme through October. I really want to be like this, just keep reminding you every day. So I have a lot of content planned about being grateful for my Instagram account, for both Facebook groups, here on YouTube. And I keep driving that point home so that you guys, oh, Ricky, reminding me about beef jerky. Oh, yes, they had a huge amount of beef jerky. And I have to tell you guys, I was a beef jerky holic. When we took that cross-country trip, me, Mark, and my father, bringing our RV home, I stopped at every gas station we stopped at. I'd hop out to go buy beef jerky, because my dad taught me when I was a kid that like gas stations across, like when you travel, you always go into the gas station and go shop, because there's such a variety of things that are different from state to state to state. And since I started becoming a pescatarian, so I'm not a meat eater anymore. Oh, I miss the beef jerky so much. It was a little painful to look at it. I filmed it. Being here in Texas is painful. Not getting to sample all the fabulous steak houses and everything, but I'm sticking to my guns. So, if you guys did not notice in the Happy Place Club today, I posted about my oatmeal, overnight oatmeal challenge. I have to make overnight oats every single week for 6 months. 6 months, because that's what it took to get my little glass mason jars instead of using plastic little tubs. So I did. uh, I yeah, I believe you, Ricky. So you guys are making me forget what I was talking about. So if you are in the Happy Place Club, there is a little post in there I put in there today about the overnight oats challenge that I'm doing. I have to make overnight oats every single week for 6 months. I have a Pinterest board just for my overnight oats recipes. I posted it in there. Please join with me in this fun challenge because they're actually very delicious. I'm not a huge oatmeal fan, but overnight oats, the consistency, the oatmeal turns out very different than when you cook it on the stove top or in the microwave. So it's actually been very delicious, and it's keeping with this new healthy eating that I've been sticking to, which has been super painful. Super painful, especially when you're traveling. It's very, 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 very hard to find places to eat. Here where we are, we have very limited places to shop and get some of the stuff that I was very spoiled getting, had so accessible where we were in Washington, but I'm going to make it work. So, see, Andy, look at chocolate chia, overnight oats. I mean, some of the overnight oat recipes look like dessert. I'm just saying. So, we're going to have a fabulous time in October, everybody. We're going to continue to talk about, having a grateful heart, because really, in the big scheme of things, it's just really going to uplift you as a person. And hopefully, after 30 days of doing this, it's really going to keep, your spirits up and help you to really try to focus on the good more than anything else, even when you're tempted, to think negatively. And I'm going to do it too. I'm going to be really trying to make that part of how I approach things too, because it is easy to lose sight of that. It is easy to lose sight of how blessed we are and what we really have. And like our worst day here is still better than, what it is for a lot of people in other parts of the world. So it's a really good thing to kind of really help this seep in. November is going to be all about meaningful. Meaningful is going to be the theme of that, and December will be all about cherishing, cherishing what we have, cherishing each other, and some of the things that we cherish in our lives, especially as planner people. What are all those like things? And then we'll be segueing into that fabulous, awesome new vista of a new year, which is what all of us planner people love, right? The hope of something new and all the great changes and the things that could happen. And thanks, Miss Michelle, for posting my little Pinterest board of overnight oats. Uh, well, Ricky, I do not want to take sides on that one, if it's healthy or not. There's a lot of people who have an absolute addiction to Chick-fil-A, like it's a thing. And I actually, Chick-fil-A is really new to the West Coast, and I barely got to really have it or enjoy it before I was no longer partaking of them. Um, so HEB, yes, Diana, we actually did shop at an HEB, not realizing how few of them there are, and they were really, we got to shop there in the San Antonio area, and now I wish I had stocked up on some of the things, because here where I am is very different. But there is a store in Tyler called Brookshire's Fresh. It is a completely different store from all their other stores. It is like, it made Whole Foods look um, I can't think of the right word, probably because it's very late. It made Whole Foods look like they were like rookies. I mean, it was so incredible. I can't even put it into words. I've never been into a grocery store like it ever. And apparently there's really I think if I heard correctly, there is only one in Texas and it happens to be in Tyler, which I was surprised. I figured something like that would be like in a big city like San Antonio or Dallas. So I did get to zip in there, and it's about a half hour away, so it's probably worth zipping down there again. So everybody, I really, really, really appreciate your little faces. And I really hope, and thank you, Linda. It is my pleasure. Thank you, Belinda. I appreciate it so much. And I will, Miss Tracy. I am going to be working on my Rolodex. So when I do the little late night crafty clubs, I'm kind of introducing a lot of ideas to you guys, but I plan on sitting down and cranking out some videos of actually building some of these little projects that I've shown you. So I really want to do this Rolodex thing. I'm all about that because I invested in that little Rolodex. And it was like $22. It wasn't a fortune, but still, like, I'm really trying to be good because there are is limited space in this, and it's very easy, I noticed, for things like to get creep up on you. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like craft supply creep. If you're not careful, before you know it, things suddenly don't really have a home anymore. Suddenly you're kind of piling something or setting it to the side because it doesn't have a place to go because where you set up your places to go are too full. I'm almost getting to that point, so I have to be really, really careful. And yes, Ricky Carter, thank you for reminding me. My daughter Kai, she has a store called the Honey Girl Sticker Co. And if I remember correctly, I saw she shared with me the graphic. I want to say she said her shop was opening on October 6th. Um, her stuff is so cute. She has some stickers that are like ridiculous cute. I even took some of her sheets with me so that I could decorate with them because I liked them so much. Um, I promise as soon as I will confirm that with her tomorrow, and I will make sure that I post in both groups, and I will make sure it goes out in the newsletter. I will make sure you guys get access to her store because a lot of my the Reset Girl designs, the individual sheets we used to sell are going into her store. So she will have those. Plus, she'll have all of her new stuff in there, and her stuff is really cute. And so, um, and just to remind you, she was the person who ran my customer service. So when you guys had issues with anything in our store, she's who you were talking to. So she's going to give you the same amazing service because I know that she was really proud of that and she really loved that job. She really loved that job, and she thought, I mean, she's never been a planner girl, so growing up, so it was really funny to see her morph and kind of like evolve into like accepting planner things. And I've seen her recently planning in a planner. So it just warms my heart. So, but her store will be coming soon, and I promise you, I will make sure that you guys know about it because I told her she would have permission, of course, to post in the groups and let you know when sales were coming and all that good stuff. So she's got a lot of really great ideas. I'm very proud of her, all the little things I see her do. So, um, I I love um, I love doing the late night crafty club. But I'm always interested in ideas that you guys have, things that you would like to see happen in here, just like I do with my groups. I really want my community to feel like, you guys contribute to it too. As much as I love, surprising you, I have something so exciting planned for you guys. I love doing that. That's my way of showing you guys love, is planning fun things for you guys. But I really want you guys to feel like you have, that if there's stuff on your heart, things that you would like to do or see me do, or stuff you want me to see brought to the community, I guess that's what I mean. Please share that with me. Feel free to reach out in an email, slapithi@theresetgirl.com, and I can incorporate ideas that I can do. I can incorporate that into planning for next year and how we do things with the club, because I really want it to be a place that you enjoy spending time in, in your life that you have, your busy life, your life with lots of demands. I want to be a little oasis for you guys. So it is officially 2.5 hours. My shows have been running a little long. That's because I keep doing the yappy yap at the end. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. For some of you, it's very late where you are, so I appreciate the socks off of you that you are hanging out till the end. And look for the email tomorrow. More than likely, it's probably going to go out about 2 o'clock tomorrow Central Time. So I think that's 3 o'clock Eastern and noon Pacific is about when it should be going out. And I will be sending all the printables that I showed you tonight that are the freebies. They will be going out to you. And then I will let you guys know when the next Late Night Crafty Club is very, very soon. And make sure that you go to the Late Night Crafty Club page on theresetgirl.com so that you can find the schedule. And hopefully I will have a decision about all of that in the next week or so, about when I'm going to schedule the next shows, okay? So, hi, Natasha. So what time is it where you are right now, Natasha? You are in Australia. Oh, thank you, Edward. And thanks, Diana. I'm sorry, Dana. I need my glasses. All your little names are blending together. I'm so glad that you enjoy hanging out here. I'm glad that as many of you guys show up that do, because for a lot of you guys, it's very late to be up doing this. So I really appreciate your little faces when I see you guys show up in the chat room. And Mr. Crafty's here to help me shut this down because I don't really remember the process. So, mwah, I love you guys to death, and I will see you guys really soon. Again, don't forget to check the Late Night Crafty Club page on theresetgirl.com. I will have a new schedule up posted there probably in about a week, and I will post in the Facebook group as well. So I will see you guys real soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and making this club as awesome as it is. Seeing all your little faces, it would not be the same without you. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.